Employers must make every attempt to put engineering controls in place or replace toxic materials with safer ones. If engineering controls aren't possible, then respirators must be properly selected and provided to workers with training, fit testing, medical evaluations, and instructions on usage, cleaning, maintenance, and repair. Do you think you need a respirator program? It doesn't matter if you think so. OSHA says so. Right there in black and white in Standard 29 CFR 1910.134 and 1926.103. It says you must provide a respirator if your employees work in environments that include insufficient oxygen, harmful dusts, fogs, smokes, mists, fumes, gas, vapors, sprays, or silica. Still feel like you need an explanation? Okay, I get it. Then let's look at the hazards your workers face and how you can better protect them. First, chronic versus acute illnesses. Acute illnesses, such as exposure to immediately dangerous to life and health atmospheres, such as inhalation of dangerous levels of chemicals, methylbenzylene, and fertilizers, are often the most concerning on a job site. But I want to press the dangers of chronic exposure. Chronic exposure happens over time. A little bit of exposure here and there does damage to our bodies, sneaking up on us until it's too late. A handful of examples are exposure to asbestos, silica, spray paint, gasoline, chemical steam, chloroform, mercury, and lead. Think of all the dust, fibers, vapors, and particulates that workers use every day. Bit by bit, those contaminants are doing irreversible damage. Second, exposure to crystalline silica. Silica is found in soil, sand, granite, and other minerals. It becomes a health concern when it's chipped, cut, drilled, or ground down and becomes small particles that workers can breathe in. OSHA released a final rule on respirable crystalline silica on June 23, 2016, and there's some drastic changes in store. The changes are aimed to limit workers' exposure to crystalline silica to levels far below what is currently allowed. Make sure you review recent updates so you can protect your workers. Remember, it's not enough to know what the dangers are. You should know how to protect against them. Here are 3 things that will get you on the right track to respiratory protection. Number 1, choosing the right respirator. There are a lot of respirators on the market. How do you know which one to use? Dust mask respirators. These masks can capture particles such as dust, mist, and fumes. Half-face respirators. These respirators only cover the mouth and nose and filter out contaminants when workers inhale. Full-face respirators. Covering the nose, mouth, eyes, and face, these respirators can reduce eye irritation from contaminants in the air. Positive pressure air purifying respirators, or PAPR. These respirators use a battery-powered fan to draw ambient air into a filtering cartridge and then pushes the filtered air into the worker's face. Supplied air respirator. These respirators use an independent source of air that is provided through a hose connected to facepiece. Number 2, choosing the right cartridge. You need a cartridge and you need the right one. Cartridges are color-coded according to the hazard they protect against. For a cartridge selection chart, you can visit this link. When you store cartridges and filters, they should always be kept clean, dry, and in a storage bag. Extend the life of the cartridge by keeping it away from contaminated areas. To clean your respirator, use only approved cleaning wipes or cleaning solutions as directed by manufacturers. Hopefully we've pressed enough at this point that it's important to choose the right respirator and the right cartridge for the situation. But that's not enough. A respirator that doesn't fit is like a concrete parachute. Useless. This brings us to number 3, fit testing. A fit test should be performed on every affected employee anytime a worker gets a new respirator and at least every 12 months. Each respirator needs a fit test of its own, even if it's the same make and model as another in use. Medical evaluations must be given as a way to track changes in respiratory health. And any changes in weight, surgery, dental work, scarring, and eyewear will affect the level of protection it offers. And while it may look good, it's time to trim that beard. Facial hair, like everything else listed, can break the respirator seal, which impacts the protection level. There are 2 types of fit testing required by all NIOSH-approved respirators. Qualitative fit testing. This is a pass-fail test that uses your sense of taste or smell, or your reaction to an irritant to detect leakage into the respirator facepiece. Quantitative fit testing. This uses a machine that is attached to any tight-fitting respirator and doesn't rely upon workers' senses or reaction to irritants. Respiratory protection is about more than compliance. If your employees are working with dangerous materials, protect them with the right equipment. If you need help, talk to Quad City Safety's pros. Visit us on the web at quadcitysafety.com. Safety. It's your life. It's our business.